Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are here live. I do another syndicated show Sundays, 4 to 6 p.m. If you're here in Austin, it's on 590 a.m., syndicated across the country through Emmis. This is syndicated through the GCN Radio Network. And coming up next hour, we're going to continue our interviews with Steve Voss, great Patriot songwriter, play some of his music. And we got Kinky Friedman music loaded up in there, too. Maybe in the last segment we'll play a song of his selection or part of one.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, some of the language. But, you got so many enterprises going on, too. I like that, your free market. Tell us about Kinky Friedman's cigar website. Tell us about the campaign website. Tell us about your passion for saving animals and that big event that's coming up.
Happy to. I just had one flash I wanted to suggest to you. What do you think about the idea of administering the tax test to the legislature? Of the governor doing that when I'm governor?
I think it's a good idea, but why don't you explain that to people?
It's a tax test that we take here in Texas that is a narrow band of knowledge that you learn, and everything is determined from that. And most states have that now. And what this really does is it's the opposite of education. Education should teach kids to think on their own. So instead, I run into a teacher in San Antonio who says, I'm a world history teacher. They've already told me, go easy on Greece and Rome. Don't cover them much because they're not on the test this year.
Wow.
How can you teach world history without Greece and Rome?
It's the foundation to understand how society works.
Yeah. So, anyway, enough of that. What were we going to discuss, Alex?
Well, no, I wanted you to plug the event, the musical event.
The musical event we're having is a benefit for Utopia Animal Rescue Ranch. That's utopiarescue.com if you want to see some of the animals that we have. We got about 60 mutts, wonderful dogs, and we adopt them. And we've been doing this for 10 years, adopting thousands of them to people and to families. And this is a show that on June 13th, Jerry Jeff Walker and Ramblin' Jack Elliott and the Kingster will all be there in a concert. And it's at our ranch. You can find information on kinkyfriedman.com. It's a benefit, so it's $200 a ticket. We've already sold well over 100 tickets right now, and we're moving. It's going to be an intimate type of thing, and it's going to be a great show. But if you want to help animals, and you want to see Jerry Jeff Walker and Ramblin' Jack Elliott and Kinky, coming up June 13th for this benefit. And
awesome, and that's kinkyfriedman.com is kind of the portal site that goes to the other sites.
Yeah, that's right, and this helping the animals has been great. I've enjoyed being involved with this very much, and people at sea, and you also have a tour of Utopia Rescue Ranch. Do you need a dog, Alex? Do you have a dog?
No, I have 2 dogs. No more.
That's it? That's all
no more.
Right.
And I have 3 children. It is a 3-ring circus. Now, if I had a ranch, I'm thinking about trying to move out to some property just so things aren't so crazy, but 3 kids and 2 dogs.
You're going to move out to the hill country? There goes the neighborhood, huh?
Exactly.
No, you're a big success story. Now, I'm telling you that the people I've talked to have really, whatever attitude they had about you and I had the same credibility hump to get over, which is, basically the Democrats and Republicans last time, because I was an independent, always said, where's the substance? Is he serious? Is he this and that? And for fundraising, it was tough. And now I see as a Democrat, most of that has gone away, and I am being a little more serious and more thoughtful about it.
Well, you were saying during the break, the key here is the establishment Democrats don't like you, but statewide they love you.
That's right. The establishment, I would say the far left bloggers, and they're sniping at me while I'm sniping at Rick Perry. Here I am attacking Rick Perry, and I look around, and the people that are attacking me are the Democrats instead of them attacking Rick Perry.
Well, that is because you are an outsider. If they weren't attacking you, and I've seen it in the press, then I would say, oh, and I'm not for Kinky Friedman. I mean, that's really kind of the bona fide seal of approval when you really see, well, an old World War II saying, when you're over the target, you get the flak.
Yeah.
And if they were praising you, I'd go, I don't know.
And we have things, as you know, now nationally. Everybody knows about the state school cockfights, human cockfights in Corpus Christi, where they had a couple kids.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about that. All the sexual abuse of the kids, the state police, Texas Rangers try to stop it. They get shut down. What would you do as governor?
Texas Youth Commission. Well, I'll tell you something, Alex. This is the heart of the problem. Since Rick Perry's done basically nothing, in my opinion, the bad thing that he's done is he's used a spoil system for appointing people, a political spoil system. And what he does is he appoints people in 6-year terms mostly. So if he appoints you because you're one of his
campaign donors,
campaign guys, and you don't really care too much about the state school situation, you're a rubber stamp of Rick Perry, What happens is, when you go into a mental hospital, if you've ever been to any of these nursing homes or anything like that,
they're hellish.
Institution, you know where abuse is going on, everybody knows it. It's like a boil on your hand. The janitor knows it. The director knows it. No heads have rolled for this. Nobody's been fired. What Perry has done with these appointments in criminal justice, and I'll tell you another one, is a man named Tim Cole, who died. He was a rapist, accused of being a rapist. 13 years. He died in prison. This is Lubbock. Now the Innocence Project has cleared him with DNA. Not the state of Texas, but the Innocence Project, some college kids, cleared this guy, and the real rapist has confessed. So now that Timothy Cole is dead, he's been exonerated totally. His family's been reimbursed, so forth. And now this is a failure. This is not a success story. How many Tim Coles are there in the system?
Well, they show DNA testing showing about a third of people are innocent. They end up testifying.
Oh, yeah. And in Nebraska, DNA their death row several years ago. They had 9 people on it. 5 could not possibly have committed the crime, at which point the governor said, this is a charade. You know, we can't do this. So I call upon it.
Well, see, I was always for the death penalty, and I'm sorry for interrupting. I was always for it until I realized, yeah, I mean, if it was on TV, you catch the guy, it's clear they did it. This guy grabbed a little kid, raped him and killed him. Kill him, eye for an eye. That makes sense. But the government, the system's so corrupt that they send so many innocent people to death or into, you can't trust it. The system is so broke, it does so much more damage. Right. Well, I mean, what's the old saying of
here's the solution.
10 guilty men go free, better than 1 innocent man.
Well, people who are Christians have to define what that means, what it means to be a Christian. So say a guy does something terrible like you described. Do we want to kill him? Or are we doing the same? Or do we want to put him away where he'll never, never, never see the light of day, but we will not kill him? And frankly, you know, I hate for you to have to hear this from a Jew, but that's who you heard it from the first time. That if you're a Christian, you really don't want to be a part of a system that's killing people, particularly innocent people, I believe. Now, I'm not a bleeding heart liberal that's saying half of these people are innocent. I'm saying that if some are innocent and we're killing them, we got to stop that.
Well, see, that's my issue. I'm actually for the death penalty if it could be done right.
No, it can't be.
But I mean, what about Houston and Dallas?
No, it can't be. It can be done as well as we run the post office or as well as the wall that's going up between Mexico and Texas. Whatever the feds do cannot be done. Whatever the government does will not be done.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that, I mean, I know you've heard about Houston and Dallas where the cops pull over the family and throw a bag of chalk in the back and then seize the car saying it's drugs. I mean, how did the police, and I know they're not all that bad, and it's city by city. You got bad cities and good cities on average, but I don't know, cops in Austin aren't planting drugs that I know of, but in Dallas, NPR even reported, the police admit it, they framed thousands. I mean,
here's one solution. Get a guy like Kinky Friedman in as governor who doesn't owe anybody and doesn't know anybody, okay? And I appoint a guy like Racehorse Haynes to head up an abuse commission. And this is a legacy for a guy like Racehorse. In other words, he doesn't need to do it. He's got plenty of money. He believes in justice. So he goes case by case, all through death row, all through Texas Youth Commission, through all of it, and empower these people. I don't want a commission giving me a report. I want some powerful people. Jim Hightower is a man who believes in the people, in the poor people. He's an unabashed champion for working families. Now, a guy like that is not going to be stealing money. You won't catch him in a scandal taking money. He really cares about his job. Rick Perry has appointed people that are going to leave a very long Nike footprint on the forehead of Texas.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you know, love Kinky Friedman or hate him, folks, and I love him. We need to get him elected governor because of the other choices we have. I mean, if Ron Paul was running for governor, I'm sorry, Kinky, I'd have to go with Ron Paul. But you know, because I mean, I'm 100% with him, or I'd say 99%. But I mean, you are a good, genuine, real guy who wants to do good and wants to follow the Bill of Rights and Constitution. And you've got the establishment Democrats against you. The people love you, and I've seen the numbers out there. How do folks get you elected as governor? How do we ensure you do run? I mean, I can tell you're fired up. You're going to run, aren't you?
Yeah. It's almost a done deal. And the reason is that I know I can excite the grassroots, and that's where the Democrats have lost ever since Ann Richards. They have failed to excite the grassroots. So the libertarians and the independents just stay home. This time, the Kinky Democrat idea, the year of the Kinky Democrat, it'd be like a Reagan Democrat, except going the other way. The Reagan Democrat voted Republican. The Kinky Democrat votes Democratic in the Democratic primary, which, by the way, Alex, is very easy to do. It's an open primary. You can be a Republican and you can say, you know, I've had it with these two Barbies, spending all this money attacking each other for what? They've both been in politics their whole adult lives.